65% of people in the UK have never invested a single pound in the stock market, not £1. And whilst they've been sitting on the sidelines, inflation has quietly stolen nearly £3,000 in real terms from the average savings account in just 5 years. That's not a scare story. That's not a headline designed to make you panic. That is what the data says happened between 2020 and 2025. And if you're watching this right now, if you've got money sitting in a savings account and you've been meaning to start investing but just haven't got round to it yet, this video was made specifically for you. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to start investing in the UK with £100. No experience required, no confusing jargon, no ridiculous promises, just the actual steps explained properly in plain English. Stay with me. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. I make videos about building real wealth in the UK, investing, money management, and building toward genuine financial independence. And if you're getting any value from this today, please hit the subscribe button. It genuinely costs you nothing, but it means I can keep making videos like this for free. I'm truly grateful for every single one of you who's here. And one quick thing before we go any deeper, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything in this video is education, not personal financial advice. Always do your own research. And if you need guidance tailored to your specific situation, please speak with a qualified professional. Right, let's go. Here's the uncomfortable reality that the financial services industry would rather not discuss too loudly. Keeping all of your money in a savings account isn't playing it safe. It's a slow, invisible loss. And I want to prove that to you with actual numbers right now. UK inflation is currently running at around 3.6%. That means every £100 you hold today needs to become roughly £103.60 next year, just to have the same purchasing power. Now, some of the best easy access savings accounts in the UK are paying close to 4% to 5% gross, which sounds like you're ahead, right? But strip out the income tax on that interest if you're a basic rate taxpayer. Factor in the fact that most people aren't in the best rate accounts. Factor in that inflation doesn't just hit you once, it compounds against your money year after year. And suddenly, that feeling of safety starts to look a lot more fragile. The average UK savings account lost nearly £3,000 in real value between June 2020 and June 2025. £3,000 wiped from the real-world value of ordinary people's savings. Not through bad luck, not through a dodgy decision, just through doing nothing whilst the cost of living moved upward around them. I want you to picture two versions of yourself. Future you. A keeps putting £100 a month into a high street savings account. Each year, they feel sensible, cautious, responsible. Future you B puts that same £100 every month into a simple global index fund, inside a tax-free ISA. Same £100, same month, same discipline. After 30 years, Future UA has put in £36,000 in total contributions. At a generous average savings rate, they've got somewhere in the region of £75,000 to £85,000. Not bad. Future UB has put in exactly the same £36,000, but at a historical average return of 7% per year, which is conservative by global market standards over the long term. Future UB has a pot worth well over £300,000. That's not sorcery. That's not luck. That's compound growth. And the most important thing, I need you to hear about that gap. The enormous life-changing gap between those two numbers is that it has nothing to do with skill. It doesn't come from picking the right stocks. It doesn't come from timing the market perfectly. It comes entirely from one decision: starting. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because almost every person who genuinely wants to start investing hits the same wall, and it's not what you think. Let me show you exactly what that wall is and how to walk straight through it. There is one thing about investing in the UK that people in other countries would genuinely look at with envy, and most UK residents don't use it properly. It's called the Stocks and Shares ISA. An ISA, an individual savings account, is a tax wrapper. Think of it like a protective shell around your investments. You put money inside it, you invest inside it, and any growth you make, any dividends you receive, any profit you take, completely tax-free. No capital gains tax, no dividend tax. HMRC cannot touch a single penny of it. Every adult in the UK gets an annual allowance of £20,000 that they can put into ISAs. For the 2025-26 tax year, that's exactly £20,000. You almost certainly won't be starting with anywhere near that, and that's absolutely fine. The point is that even putting £100 a month inside an ISA means that when those investments grow, and over time they historically have, you keep all of it. Right now, only 26% of UK adults have a stocks and shares ISA, but 46% have a cash ISA, which is essentially a savings account wrapped in tax-free packaging. And many of those people genuinely believe they're investing. They're not. They're saving, which, as we've just established, is quietly, slowly losing to inflation. I am not telling you that savings are pointless. You should absolutely have an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of living expenses, fully accessible, somewhere sensible. That is the non-negotiable foundation. But beyond that, once you have that cushion, that is where the stocks and shares ISA comes in. Now here's where people get paralyzed. They imagine that investing means staring at screens full of graphs, buying and selling individual company shares, analyzing earnings reports, trading on rumors like the people they've seen on social media flipping meme stocks at 2 in the morning. That isn't investing. That is speculation. And in the long run, speculation is a game that the vast majority of people lose. Real investing, for ordinary people, for busy people, for anyone who doesn't want to make finance their second job, starts with something called an index fund. An index fund is essentially a single product that holds shares in hundreds, sometimes thousands of companies all at once. When you buy into a global index fund, you own tiny fractions of Apple, Microsoft, Shell, Toyota, Nestle, HSBC, and thousands more, all through one single purchase. If one company has a terrible year, the others keep carrying the basket. You're not betting on one horse. You're betting on the global economy, which over the span of human history has, despite every war and every crash and every crisis, continued to grow. The S&P 500, the index tracking the 500 largest US companies, has delivered an average annual return of around 10% historically. Global index funds, which spread across multiple countries and markets, have averaged around 7% to 9% per year over the long term. Some years the market rises, some years it falls sharply. In 2022, it was brutal. In 2023, it came roaring back. This is completely normal. And crucially, this is key. During the years when markets fall, if you are still investing every month, you are buying more units of that fund for the same £100. You are buying at a discount. The people who lose money in markets are almost always the people who panic and sell during the dips. The people who build wealth are the ones who keep going. And this is the part that nobody really talks about, because simple doesn't sell complicated financial products, and simple doesn't justify expensive advice fees. But the truth is that starting with £100 this week and committing to investing consistently over time could genuinely be one of the most impactful financial decisions of your life. And here are the exact 3 steps to do it. Step 1. Choose your platform. There are several solid FCA-regulated platforms for UK investors right now. The FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, is the UK's financial regulator. FOMID regulated means the platform operates under UK law. Your assets are protected under the Financial Services Compensation Scheme up to £85,000, and they must meet strict standards. Do not use any platform that isn't FCA regulated. Full stop. The 3 that consistently rank as the best starting points for UK beginners in 2026 are Trading 212, Freetrade, and Vanguard. Trading 212 charges 0 platform fees and 0 commission on trades. They currently have over 4.5 million funded accounts and a Trustpilot rating of 4.6 out of 5 from over 83,000 reviews. For a complete beginner with £100, they are genuinely one of the most cost-effective options available. Freetrade recently moved their stocks and shares ISA onto a free plan, meaning you can hold an ISA there with no monthly subscription fee. Commission-free trading on UK and US stocks and ETFs. The interface is clean and simple, which matters far more than people realize when you're building a new habit. Vanguard is excellent for pure passive index investing. They are the home of low-cost index funds in many ways. However, be aware that from January 2025, they introduced a minimum annual fee of £48 for accounts under £32,000. So for very small starting balances, that cost eats a proportionally larger slice of your returns. Worth knowing before you choose. I'm not recommending any specific platform. Do your own due diligence. Check current fee structures and pick the one that suits your situation. Comparison resources and links are in the description below. Step 2. Open a stocks and shares ISA. Once you've chosen your platform, open a stocks and shares ISA, not a general investment account. The ISA wrapper. You'll need to verify your identity with a driving license or passport, and the whole process typically takes between 5 and 30 minutes. Most people are genuinely surprised by how straightforward it is. There's a reason the ISA market in the UK has now grown to £872 billion in total value, because millions of people went through this exact same process and discovered it was far simpler than they'd built it up to be. Step 3. Choose your first investment and automate it. For a complete beginner, look for a low-cost, globally diversified index fund or ETF exchange-traded fund. Something that tracks the global market across multiple countries. You'll find these on all 3 platforms mentioned. Look for funds with ongoing charges under 0.25% per year. That's the annual fee taken from the fund's value, so lower is better. Compare a few. Read what they invest in, keep it simple, and this is the single most important step in this entire video, set up a direct debit, a standing order that goes out on payday automatically before you have the chance to spend it, even if it's £50, even £25. Automate the habit. Pay yourself first. This single decision separates the people who actually build wealth from the people who intend to, but never quite get around to it. And look, I don't think it's an accident. You're watching this right now. Whether it's the algorithm or something a bit bigger pointing you here, you've been thinking about this. The fact that you're still with me past the 10-minute mark tells me you're someone who's serious about this. And that matters. I want to ask you something quickly. Drop a comment below and tell me, are you currently investing? Or is this the video that's finally going to push you to start? I read every single comment on this channel. I genuinely want to know where you're at, because I want to help people who are at the very beginning of this journey. Here's what all of this actually means for your money. Starting with £100 and investing consistently every month isn't about getting rich overnight. It isn't about timing markets or picking winners. It's about building something. It's about the version of yourself. 3, 5, 10, 30 years from now, looking back and being quietly, deeply grateful that the person you are right now made a decision. Because the brutal, beautiful truth about compound growth is that time is the single most valuable ingredient. And unlike money, unlike skills, unlike connections, you cannot buy it back. You can only protect it. So here is what I want you to do this week. Not someday, this week. 1. Pick a platform. Trading 212, Freetrade or Vanguard. Read the fees. Choose one. 2. Open a stocks and shares ISA. It takes 20 minutes. Do it. 3. Deposit your first £100 or £50, whatever is genuinely manageable after your emergency fund is covered. 4. Choose one globally diversified index fund or ETF. Keep it simple. One fund is enough. 5. Set up a monthly direct debit for whatever amount you can consistently sustain. Automate it. Forget about it. Let time do its work. And one last thing, do not check your portfolio every day. Watching short-term market fluctuations is the investor's equivalent of constantly digging up a seed to see if it's growing. Check in quarterly, review annually, and trust the process. The ISA market in this country is now worth £872 billion. That's the accumulated wealth of millions of ordinary people, teachers, nurses, tradespeople, accountants, who decided at some point to start. Many of them started with less than you have right now. The single biggest investing mistake you can make isn't picking the wrong fund. It isn't a bad year in the market. It's never starting at all. And the reason most people never start isn't a lack of money. It's a lack of a moment, exactly like this one, where someone laid it out plainly and said, "You can do this." So here it is. You can do this. If this video gave you anything today, anything at all, a like means everything. It helps this channel reach more people who genuinely need this information. Subscribe if you want more of this, and I'll see you in the next one. But before you click away, sit with this one question. If you open that account today and you look back in 10 years at what you'd built, what do you think you'd see? And what will you have lost if you don't?